in the group, right? All right. Yeah, I forgot about the, what's it called? Copyright music thing that pops up now and again. You have to put a waiver on it. I'm not, whatever. I'm not something for this music. Something. All righty then. Can you hear me? I can see Paul. Give me a thumbs up. Yep, let's rock and roll. 15th of June, halfway through June. I'm personally ahead of personal volume, new volume, where I was last month. However, I'll tell you this from a bigger perspective. And I follow my dashboard. So if my dashboard says halfway, hang on, how many days are in June? 30 days in July. 31, I don't know, 30 or 31. And if I look at my dashboard and halfway through the month on team volume, group volume, personal, new volume, whatever it may be, I'm 50% there. I know it's going to be an epic month. Why? Because we know what starts to happen towards the back end of the month. We know we don't know. There's likely going to be something going on for Father's Day. There is a CLC call today. I think I'm lost track. Is it Tuesday today? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? It's Tuesday, because Mitch wasn't there. So there's a CLC call today. Shit. There's a CLC call today. So I will, if there's any more information, I may blast it out a little bit later on a quick 15-minute Zoom or put it in the chat. However, as it stands right now, halfway through the month, halfway to what last month was, I know it's going to be a boom month, and that's across the board. So what Dawn was talking about yesterday is a great tactical move for the next 3, 4, 5 days. What is it? Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days. Yeah, is time block and hit people up for Father's Day in advance. Hey John, didn't want to not let you know, I've got a whisper of a huge promo coming this weekend. It's not guaranteed. However, we suspect there's something coming for Father's Day. That's the truth. It's not guaranteed. He says, well, by the way, I've just finished gardening. Well, I'm not finished. I was like, took an opportunity to go roll around in the mud. And hence my attire and probably soil and crap all over the place. And it's priming it up. So instead of having to scramble around at the weekend, and you might be doing something for Father's Day, I don't know. I don't know if it's Father's Day in the UK. I can see Matt on here or in Canada. I really don't know. It is, Jen? Okay. Matt, if you can't see, type it in. Is it Father's Day in the UK this Sunday? However, some people may be doing things for Father's Day. I suspect that based on the Mother's Day promo that was, I believe, if I've got my memory right, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By the time Father's Day comes around the Sunday, you should have them all racked and stacked and bases loaded and message out. So I would spend today, tomorrow, Thursday, loading the bases. If you send out, let's say 100 messages to existing customers, to lapsed customers, to those sat on the fence, and you get responses back, and if you do this right, Katie Rollins has done some excellent training on this. If you do this right, you'll get a great response. I didn't want to not let you know. It's a non-intimidating, non-pushy way of keeping people in the loop. Now, it's going to go one way or another. I didn't want to not let you know. It's going to go with more interest or not right now. Or maybe no response at all. All three are fine. So how do we deal with that? If there's some interest whatsoever, okay, let me know what it is. Just put that on a separate list. Load your bases now before Friday or Saturday. So instead of having to send out 100 messages when the promo's on, you've took those 100 people, I'm just making 100 as a figure, and you've narrowed it down to 25 who are interested in taking action. You'll hit your MVP this weekend if you do it right now. Now, what if it's someone like, well, this weekend I'm busy and it's not the right time right now? Okay, great, George. I understand completely. Hey, I was just keeping you in the loop. If you want me to take you out the loop, I'm good. I'm good with that. You okay being in the loop? Just word it in your own place. I'm just keeping in the loop. We love to be in the loop. We love to be an insider. We love to be in an inner circle. Hey, you're on an insider call right now. Do you want to be on an insider call, or would you rather I remove you from it? Just a general statement. Now, if they don't respond at all, don't worry about it. Just leave it. And that's a straight follow-up from yesterday from Dawn's excellent call. What the purpose of this call is today, it's the 15th of June, 2021. This day, they've been, well, I'm probably the wrong guy for this, but yesterday the bars were having mask burning ceremonies, mask burning parties all over South. And I remember, I'm going back here, because a few of you are new, a few of you didn't start this journey in March 2020. I didn't know, I can see Paul, and I didn't even know Paul in March 2020. And I remember it was about April, and we were doing some rhino runs, and I was doing them with a girl called Jamie Messina, who at the time was literally locked in her studio in Boston. She moved to Florida since, because of me driving her nuts about get out the fucking bad weather and go to the sunshine and feel better. And I remember her saying, you know, we went like March, April last year, I was like adamant that we were in the right place at exactly the right time. You know, going to sail through the eye of a perfect storm. And she said, we're built for this shit. Working from home, we've been doing that anyway. Working remotely, we've been doing that anyway. Working like your own hours, we've been doing that anyway. We've built Zooms, we've been doing that for years. We're built for this shit. The fact that we've got added things like appetite suppression, mood enhancement, and all the rest of it is just bonus. We're built for this shit. And we've had 18 months or whatever it is. And I'm also speaking, if you're in Canada or in the UK, we've had 18 months to prepare for this day. We're built for this shit. What did we do in those 18 months? I don't know the up-to-date stats, but I know for like 6 months there, we were doubling revenue every 30 to 45 days. Doubling revenue. It's insane. People don't do that. We did it because we ignored it and just focused on the end game. What else did we do through all this? Well, we hit $1 billion. We're still a frigging startup. 2020, we hit $1 billion. That would have been our 4th full year. When you tell people stuff like this, and it's not hype, it's real numbers, they're blown away. What else did we do? Well, we opened a business in Europe right in the middle of a pandemic when you weren't allowed out of Europe or to travel. It's insane. We made it work. What else did we do? We opened a business in the UK right before Brexit. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know they were going to start charging us tax to bring stuff in from Amsterdam or from Holland, I should say. We did all that. We're built for this shit because we've been in that trench. Whether you realize it or not, we've been in that deep trench. The world has been in a deep hole. We've been in that deep trench fighting the battle, not laying over and taking it. Today, if you're in the States, this is the real wake-up call. Literally, when you see things on Instagram, mask burning ceremony at restaurant, this bar, that bar. Yeah, I'm getting all these messages like sent to me. So, are you going to stop wearing your mask? No, I'm still not wearing it. That's just me personally. So it's a real wake-up call for many people. It's like they've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. They're at the end of the tunnel, many people now. Now, this also applies. I know there's a bit of a screw up yesterday with the delay in the UK. Here's my take on the UK. don't take health advice from an obese prime minister who doesn't wear a mask in a G7 summit with everyone else, but tells you to. Okay, follow those that eat their own cookies. That's just my personal opinion on that one. Canada is opening up. Canada, I'm not quite sure what's what and what state, which province is what, and I know it's all different. But I am aware certain things are opening up in Ontario, and Quebec with the tightest ones. So people are seeing the light. What do we do next? We've been in a social media game for the most part. Unless you've been having face-to-face events like we have in San Diego, unless you've been having them, there's a shift now you need to put into action. And I'll tell you why you need to. People now, the masses, don't mean that in a bad way, the masses now are going, hey, it's okay to go hang out with real people. You want to have these events lined up right now. Now, it doesn't matter what the events are. I am booked up solid with meeting people for coffee. I've been doing it anyway, but now more than ever, found a new local hangout, office, coffee shop every single day, pretty much. Today I've got 2 on. Like every single day, I'm meeting someone for coffee, or today is Unruly Entrepreneurs Club. It's just a couple of us that hang out. And it builds and builds and builds. We did it before, and it started with 2 of us, then it got to 3 of us, then it got to 4 of us, then all of a sudden it got to 8 of us, and it got to like 25 of us. It's not a keto meetup, it's a hangout. It's not a selling thing, it's not a pitching thing. It's a great connecting tool. And by default, without trying, you're going to pick up customers and promoters, because it's an entrepreneur's thing. I just call it unruly because it's like our thing here, as we look at beach, is if you're wearing business attire, you can't sit with us. There's loads of networking events where they all wear business attire. So that's just something that's a little bit quirky, but it gets people involved. And face to face right now, if you're comfortable with it, I'm giving you directive. You don't have to follow it. If you're comfortable with it, now is the time to hit up people that you may not have seen for a while, that are comfortable. Hey, John, hey, I don't know, like what you've been up to the last 18 months. Want to grab a coffee? And, coffee is just an easy thing. It's an easy way in. It's, we'll call it the gateway drug to getting back to face-to-face meetings. Want to grab a coffee? Want to grab a beer? Whatever it is. Want to grab a bite? Want to grab a taco? Whatever it is, which is where you are. Want to grab a Taco Tuesday? The key thing here is that transition from social media to real life. Seamless. It does not mean stop your social media. But the people that you know locally that are following your social media and are following your journey, and I know I'm seeing Jen's journey on here, I'm seeing Paul's journey on social media, I see Mary's journey on social media, there's going to be local clubs and local groups and things. You don't have to host them. Show up at other people's as well that resonate with you. There's a Ocean Beach Women's Club here. There may be a women's club where you live. I don't know. So what I would say here is going forward, I did 90 events in 90 consecutive days. I know what works and what doesn't work. I know what's great for getting people together, but builds no business. I did all kinds of stuff, hikes, like you name it, did everything. Here's what does definitely work: coffee mornings. Saturday, Sunday morning, coffee morning. Pro tip: let them see you put the cream in your coffee, and find an independent place, a quirky place that someone will remember. I don't go to Starbucks. Starbucks is Starbucks is Starbucks is Starbucks. They're all the same. I go to quirky places. You know what you get in quirky places? You get independent-minded people, you get independent thinkers, and that's really what we want. That's what we're looking for. It's time to get interactive face-to-face. Actually, I don't know where John disappeared to. I probably have done, or asked Dawn, I would probably ask Dawn if she'll do a keto life party coaching on here. She's got that down. I literally, me and keto life parties, I'm level 3 coaching. What that means at a keto life party is I'm sat in the back somewhere thinking, wow, I'm there if needed. Dawn, you back on screen. Can I ask you, if you wish, one day this week to do a rhino run on how to do keto life parties? Give me a thumbs up, get nod of the head, thumbs up.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I put you guys on hold and it kicked me off. Hopefully it continued to record.
Yeah, it says so. Right,
Okay.
cool. We'll schedule that for this week. So we'll
Yeah.
all right. So we're talking about the transition from social media live to face-to-face life. So we'll do that one day this week. It's time to get interactive face-to-face, if you're comfortable with it. So social media is a great tool for people to hide behind, and looking at it over the last 18 months, that's what people have done. The world needs to shift back. So yeah, hiding behind social media, what we've done over the last 18 months is raise our social media game and raised our exposure and connected with more people. It was always part of the strategy. We knew we weren't going to be, whatever you want to call it, locked down. We all knew we were working, but wherever you were in all certain places, UK specifically, was a little bit tighter than most places. So it's time to get social again. What works? Coffee mornings work. Keto coffee mornings work. I've had as many as 30 people, 20, 30 people at keto coffee mornings. However, what I would say is consistency. Do it every single week. Do it every single week. Last night, I got 3 messages from people. Hey, we're doing the entrepreneurs thing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely. I actually forgot to put it out there. So we go an event to event to event to event to event. And you'll build them gradually. And all of a sudden, people start telling people, hey, come out, hang out. And what they get is when there's no pitching and no selling, they get the feel of community. It just so happens that you're drinking cream in your coffee, or it just so happens you've got a shaker coffee, or it just so happens you've got a t-shirt on. Now understand this. It's an attraction tool. The shaker bottle, the cream, it's an attraction tool. Everyone that comes to your meetup or you go to a meetup, you want to try and connect with as many people as possible on Facebook or Insta. It may be different in Indiana than it is in San Diego. San Diego, loads of people on Insta that are not on Facebook. So I just now, these days, I'm like, what do you use most? Facebook or Insta? Give them, one I go to. So attract is how you show up. Connect is what you do when you're there. Experience is often after the fact. I would say this, always have a couple of 5 days or 10 days in your bag, your car, or whatever, truck, just there on hand. Now, I'm going to transition this into what do we do with these things. Number one, this is straight from Rutherford. Have more fun. Have more fun at live events. Just have fun. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. Don't like, how can I get ketones into these people? Be a normal human being, not a fucking keto weirdo. Keto weirdos are the people that come to your barbecue and go through the recycling to read the label on the barbecue sauce. Like, get out of my house, you lunatic. No diet Nazis are welcome. So, have more fun. Meet more people. You're gonna run out of your current friends and family at some point. The connecting tool is the most underrated and underused tool. And I know Nick Martinez did something on coaching about this a couple of years ago. Attract, connect, experience. The key one is to connect. Connect, 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 connect. Find what tools you want. Could be a next door app, could be whatever works for you. But always be connecting. Always be connecting. Have more fun, meet more people. By default, you just make more money. Most people get it wrong, and I posted about this yesterday. Most people get it wrong to try and do it in reverse order. And that post I put up yesterday was myself, Brian, and 2 other people. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Did a road trip. It was set out as a lifestyle road trip. We were just going to do a thing. I'm sat in the front, Brian's driving. The 2 of them in the back are constantly on the phone pitching random strangers. Or not random strangers, people they know. Hey, John, I just got in this new deal. There's a lot of money to do. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sat in the front, literally wanting to punch their lights out. Like, I'm looking at redwoods and enjoying nature and the ocean and everything. It's a lifestyle trip. Their picture. You know what they did? They ran out of people to pitch, and then people stopped answering the phone to them. They drive people away. To sell is to repel. Tries to buy. And not just on the phone, bringing face to face in restaurants. You know, I'm chatting with waitress, just add me on Facebook, and then like, oh, have you tried these ketones yet? Chill out, man. Attract, connect, experience. You know what happened? They blew it. They burned through everyone. They didn't follow the protocol. They went chasing another shiny ball, whatever it was. They tried to what we call cross recruit, which is a way to get thrown out of this business. You know, go find a new deal, then try and recruit people out of productivity. They got thrown out. I blocked them out of my life. I know they were both like wiped out financially, trying to do that. And that was that. I've not spoken to them since. They're done. I don't Brian speaks to them anymore. So that's where we are in life. Sometimes you've got to move on. So psychologically, the world moved on today, 15th of June, 2021. Remember this day. Today, the government said it's okay not to wear a mask. Still going to see people wearing. This is not about masks. That's your own personal preference. But it's time to move on. We were the light through the darkness. A candle loses none of its light by sharing its flame. The light you've had going on, see Paul on here. Paul's actually the only person I can see on here. Paul's family trip to Florida. Paul's, you know, the family pictures with the combined weight loss. That stuff has been the shining light. Because there's people out there that are going, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. And all of a sudden, hey, you can go out and live your life as normal. Holy shit, I put on 50 pounds in the last 18 months. Better call Paul. He knows how to do this. People are ready to move on. So here's what I'm going to end this with. I know Dawn's going to work on this. What have you learned over the last 18 months that will benefit other people? What have you learned physically? I can see Paul on here right now. I know what Paul's learned physically. I know Dawn's doing a class, a Zoom class. What have you learned physically? What have you learned mentally? Well, mentally, I don't know what you've learned, but I'll give you a pointer here. Like, you learn community and how strength in numbers and strength in community keeps you mentally strong. Just plugging in and showing up. Emotionally, I don't know. You know, you might have spent a lot of time with someone and it might have brought you closer or repelled. I've been through that. Spiritually, that's your own business, career. What have you learned over the last 18 months? Hey, I learned I don't need to show up at an office. I can get my stuff done at home. I learned I can be self-accountable to time blocking. And if I've got a day job that requires me to work 8 hours, I can get it done at home more efficiently than sitting in the traffic. What have you learned financially? I don't know. Maybe you learned that you can make some side gig money playing around on social media all day. It's time to maximize that. Family-wise, 18 months might have brought you closer together. Socially, what have you learned socially in the last 18 months that you could share with other people? I could ask Paul right now, what have you learned socially? Paul spent 3 days with me. I don't know what he learned. I didn't try and teach him anything. You know, and the day before that happened, and I'm mindful of the time though, the day before that happened, I was having a coffee with someone and I told them like we're doing this mastermind. And he said, she said, what are you going to teach? You know, nothing. Just a day in the life. I don't know. I don't know what I do. I just do that thing that I do again naturally. It's not a skill set. Or maybe it is. It's just, well, actually, it probably is something I learned to do. So, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, career, financially, family, whatever it may be, what have you learned over the last 18 months you can gift to someone? I want you to think about it as that. What gift? Coming out the darkness, you can hold the candle, you've been the light in the tunnel, not just at the end of it. You've been the light in the tunnel for the last 18 months for the fucking planet. What have you learned that you can give to someone else today? And end it at that. Dawn, thanks for setting this up. I'm aware you need the Zoom for your workout. Please do not include me in your workout classes. My glutes are firm enough. Thank you very much. No evidence required. So just, hey, I've been gardening for a month. I've been pulling weeds. I'm good. That's squats, right? That's a workout, right? I've been holding a hose pipe. That's like curls and that thing that you guys do. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, from Ocean Beach, sunny Ocean Beach by the ocean. I've got a coffee morning in 30 minutes, and I've got a coffee meeting in 90 minutes, and then I've got another meeting in whatever 90 plus 60 is 130. Boom, 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 racking and stacking, event to event to event to event to event to event for them. Let's go live with it. If you're in the UK, like screw Boris, he's not following his own rules. Do what you want to do. If you're in Canada, do what you want to do. As a waiver, I never said it, I was never here, and nothing ever happened. Peace out, guys. Thanks for joining in. Let's give some gifts out today to the world.